This episode is sponsored by the Topeka Newsletter, your master list of events in the Topeka area.
On this episode, Top City Soda Pop, Capital City Crushers, Joe Flowers Salahar, Chuck and Ruby Bradley, and Barbara Waterman-Peters.
We've been looking forward to this. We've been talking about it, if you listen to the show, and they're finally here. We've got Scott May, Brian Adams here.
He might sing a song for us too.
It Maybe.
Happen.
It
Yeah.
might happen.
Please no, please.
No. But you know
Top
what
City
is-
Soda Pop.
Yes, you know what's so great about this though is that I have had friends all over Facebook saying, "Oh, I just missed Top City Root Beer," and I'm like, "Gosh, this elusive thing." Now it's like all of a sudden I want it, and look how many we have.
That's right. We have lots of friends now. They're gonna be coming in.
these are tough. These are like real.
They're the
on
real
there.
thing.
That's
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about Top City Root Beer. Why Top City Root Beer? Why did you feel the need to go ahead and start making this? Why can't we just drink A&W? Oh, that was probably bad.
that-
That was
what did
probably
you-
bad. I didn't mean it like that. Should I
Give me
meant-
slack.
You
know what I
could. You could, but if you want a good root beer, you want one locally produced. You want one from a couple guys right here in Topeka, Kansas. And it's Top City. Top City Soda Pop.
And it's got special flavors, special, things infused in it that you deem important for a root beer.
You know, root beer is composed of 20-some flavors. And you can have all of those flavors in root beer, but if they're not at the right levels, it's just not good. And so we spent a long time, we spent months and months perfecting the flavor that is in that bottle right there. And we think
you
we're
tasted this?
We're pretty happy with it right now.
Have you had it, Jamie?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
That's why
right.
I'm like pumping up the
Make
jam
sure the
right now. I'm
cameras
not
are
even
up. We just
asking if I
popped
can
it
open this.
I got to have it.
I
I'm
wanna smell.
excited about the.
Ooh, gosh, that smells good. Is it okay if I drink it?
Well, yeah, we're waiting for you.
Of course. We're all watching you.
Ooh, that's really good.
A good root beer should hit all the senses.
Don't ruin the moment.
You just put your finger on his mouth. Stop him from
I
speaking.
did. No, that is amazing. That's a really great flavor to it. Are you guys normally root beer fans?
I'm a root beer fan. I've tried several different ones, not just the big three that are out there that people find on the grocery store shelves, but with my other business, Soda Works, I do try lots of other root beers, and there's ones that I like. Some are merely okay. So I think that gave us a good template to start with when we were creating our own.
You must love the idea that people are clamoring to get this.
They
you
really
know
are.
they are.
They
You
really
laugh, but it's
Overwhelming,
true.
yes.
We feel, we're very humble. We feel very blessed that people have been so excited about it. I mean, it's something, we want to make it Topeka. We want Topeka to have their own root beer. And that's what we're trying to do. We anticipated some success at the beginning here, but you're right, it's been overwhelming. I mean, the response has been just amazing.
We've had to ramp up our production just to meet the demand, which just means a lot of long hours. But hey, if it keeps
No
everybody
time
happy,
with your families.
Just sleep at the brewery. That's it.
Yes. So where can we get this Top City Root Beer at?
Well, there's a
And
full
other drinks.
listing of all of our retail partners on our website, which is topcitysodapop.com. But right now, just naming them right off the top of my head here, a lot of them downtown here. Downtown Craft Brew, The Merchant, HHB Barbecue. On the west side, we've got CD Trade Post.
on Wanamaker.
North of town, we've got Rusty Haggles.
Rusty Haggles Antiques. They're great partners. And I hope, Chris, you already know this, but I've been talking to Michelle. So
Absolutely, it's coming to the break room. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
Proud to
exactly.
announce that.
But you're so popular, it's hard to get, which is great.
It is, and we want to tell everybody thank you for the support and stick with us because we are ramping up production and we'll have more available.
I hope really everybody gets out there and keeps you guys so busy with this.
I hope so too.
Us too.
I hope you guys don't get to sleep at night. Okay? You get to working on these root beers.
You
Okay.
keep drinking it,
Yeah.
we'll keep making it. So.
We'll do
Okay.
it. That
Sounds
sounds like
like
a
a
heck of a deal. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. It was Scott May, Brian Adams. Thank you for bringing us some of this liquid gold here with Top City Soda Pop. See, we have sound effects too. Well, we're on our best behavior here in the Talk About Topeka studios because we're here with a couple of the Capital City Crushers. We're with Luna Shovegood and Daisy Pusher.
Well, we love the Crushers, number
do.
one. Number two, one of my biggest questions is, when you start on with the Crushers, what if you can't figure out what your name is going to be? Because obviously these are not your real names.
Oh no, what we usually do is if someone doesn't know what their name is going to be, we ask them what they're really passionate about or what their interests are. And
Your interest is shoving people.
it's actually Harry Potter. Luna Lovegood, Luna Shovegood.
Yeah,
What
I
I
do
need
love
by
it.
the end of this interview is a great name for Jamie.
I really
Yeah.
loved Shibola virus.
You
I wish
can
I
have
could
something
steal
that anyone
that.
else
That is
has.
just so perfect.
That's what we're coming
Okay,
up
let's
with.
talk
We will
about
have one for
injuries
you.
really quick. We're going to be talking about Crusher Fest in just a second, but let's
Okay.
talk a little bit about injuries. What are some of your worst injuries that you've had or maybe you've seen?
For me, it's damaged ego.
Okay.
Mostly.
That is a great response.
Interesting.
That, you know,
So you feel like you should have had a swipe or you should have been able to
yeah, or you should have been paying attention and you got laid out because you weren't, you know, that sort of thing. I've been lucky enough so far that I haven't had any serious physical injuries.
Good way to stay physically fit and active. It helps me motivate myself to work out more outside of Derby as well. So
And you know, we're recruiting.
Really?
So
Why
That's
did they
not,
look at me? I don't know.
well, I got your name. It's Anita Smacker.
Anita
Yes.
It came to
Smacker.
me like in a dream.
Shut up. Did you really just think of that?
Yeah, I did. That's why I wrote it down here while you all were talking.
Anita
See, my
Smacker.
ADD was like, oh, you're doing the interview. I'm coming up with a name for Jamie.
Well, I am because I'm so fascinated. I do think that this is such a great sport and it's a great way to be involved. And people do think, some people would probably say this is a really violent sport too. What would you say to that?
it's not violent.
It really
It's
isn't.
not as violent as people think.
it's
All
nothing like football or rugby or
Yeah, all the stuff
hockey.
you used to see on TV back in the 70s and 80s, that was fake.
Yeah.
It was like professional wrestling.
Right.
Now it's not violent at all. We can't fight, we can't punch, nor would we want to, of course.
No, never.
The
you
people
can't
who
even
would
throw
say
an
that are
elbow.
people who haven't been
You really
to a
can't?
Well,
battle.
it's that the people that say that, I wonder,
45 degrees.
what do you say about football?
Yeah.
Or what do you say about hockey?
Yeah.
Roller derby is not near as violent as any of the sports, the full contact sports that men play.
Yeah.
I'd say it's about,
I
I
can
mean,
preach.
I think when I played high school soccer, we were a lot worse to each other than we are as adult women in roller derby.
I played soccer in
Yeah.
high school too, but I basically just ran with the team. Okay.
See, there's Anita Smacker.
I need a smacker. Okay, so another thing that I think is really cool too is, it is a women's team. I think it's a great, outlet for all of you. But you also have a younger group of girls, the Chick Whips, that
We
you
do.
work with, and this is super cool for girls.
Yes, they are cuter than baby pandas, really.
They really are.
Now, that's cute.
We take girls from 8 to 17. If they're in high school, they have the option to stay on until once they turn 18. If they're still enrolled in high school, they can stay on the team. It's a neat opportunity. We get a lot of girls that don't play sports in high school. They don't necessarily play basketball or soccer, or they don't want to be a cheerleader. So they come, they try out, and they fall in love with derby. And it's a really neat outlet for a lot of these girls. It's just something that they don't get to experience usually in other private sports or on club teams or
Yeah.
at school.
But they also get to go on bouts, kind of like you guys do.
Oh,
Maybe not
definitely.
the same place, right?
We are actually going to have a doubleheader
Doubleheader
in
in
Wichita.
Wichita.
We're going to travel down to Wichita with the Chick Whips and the Crushers. Crushers take on ICT, and they're going to take on their junior derby team. So
And I have seen some of those girls because I've seen them, the little Chick Whips. I'll see them at parades or
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're everywhere.
events, and they just come out and they're like, "Yeah, I'm a Chick Whip."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're so cute. They are darling."
we took them up to
That's
Omaha,
great.
and they did a triple header. They played. Our big girls played Omaha, and then they had like a little baby girl scrimmage where they're just the non-hitter teams played against each other, and then our team played again against Lincoln. So it was a big day for our girls. It was fun.
Very cool. I'm seeing that you guys have Crusher Fest coming up here August 15th through the 17th.
Yes, we do.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, what is that?
Okay, well, Crusher Fest, it will kick off at 6 p.m. on Friday, August 15th. And it's a camping musical festival that we're centering around.
I was thinking that was July 15th, and I'm like, girl, it's already started. Oh. No, it's August. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot.
Okay.
You got a month.
Yes, we do. We have a month. But this is a great event.
Right, and it's centered around a mud volleyball tournament that we're throwing. So you can come and, watch the Derby girls get muddy, fighting it out in the mud against other teams. And we...
Chris just smiles. Yeah.
And they're offering camping, so it'll be $15 to camp for all weekend, and that gets you into all of the entertainment that we have going on Friday night. If you want to come on Saturday, it's for a day pass, that's $10. And on Saturday, we will have the mud volleyball tournament. And then after that, we will have several bands playing, and then a laser light show and dance party with the Derby girls.
Luna Shovegood. I love that. And Daisy Pusher. Thank you so much for not hurting me.
Oh, thank you, Anita Smacker.
And thanks so
Anita
much for giving me
Smacker.
a reason to call her Anita Smacker.
There you go.
Oh,
I
that's
do
awesome.
need a smack. I do need a smack. Hey, welcome back to Talk About Topeka, and I am really excited for our next guest that we have. We have Joe Flowers Salahar with us. But first, before you even get to talk, I want to just tell you a quick little story on how I actually first met her. So I went to a meeting. I was in the U.S. Bank building. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So I was down there, and we were at a meeting, and I knew that you were from Three Flowers, but obviously I didn't know some other stuff about it.
But
So I
she
go-
knew because she's psychic.
She is. But then I was like, okay, so this is what happened. In the elevator, I said, wow, it must be so great working around flowers all day.
Flower, really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
People
Idiot.
do that all the time.
I was an idiot. And then she goes, actually, no, that I don't really work around flowers. That's not what I do. And so then you explained to me. But anyway, it is so exciting to have you here. It was my total, I felt like an idiot moment. And occasionally it comes through my brain and I think, oh, but it's just so incredible.
But you're not the first one. I've had calls at the store asking to deliver some flowers and what's my FTD number. And I said, excuse me, but we're not a flower shop. Well, you're Three Flowers. We're not a flower shop. We're a metaphysical shop. What's that? I'm like, okay. So then I tell them.
Let's go ahead and go through your cards. And how do you do this? I mean, can I see how you do it?
Yeah.
Like,
all I do is,
okay.
is what I call my Walgreens special.
Your
Okay?
Walgreens special.
My Walgreens special. Or Dollar Tree.
Okay.
Whichever, And I just shuffle, and I usually lay out the queen, like you would be the Queen of Hearts. So that is my base, okay? So let me get the Queen of Hearts out,
So why would I be the Queen of Hearts?
because that's a card that my spirits show me that you are.
So this is how it works. You look, so you just talking to me,
Yeah.
you get a feeling
Shuffle.
about me.
Nope, you
and
shuffle.
Okay.
I don't know how
What
to
you do.
shuffle, really.
Well,
I'm not
don't
that
do
good.
like one lady I had at a psychic fair. She didn't know how to shuffle, and she threw them all over the floor. Of course, the other two psychics on the side of me were going, what the heck?
Okay. I hope I didn't bend your cards
Okay.
too much.
Oh,
That's how I
no.
do it.
Okay. Where are you going to see a trip?
Well, oh my gosh, that's weird. Because I never go on trips.
So you are going on a trip?
Yes. Well, it's not a real trip, but it's my ex-boyfriend lives in Missouri, so I'm going to go to Missouri this weekend.
Good. It looks good.
Oh.
Okay. What broke you up? What was a lie?
What was the what? The
Lie.
lie? Oh my gosh, I don't know if we can.
Oh my.
This is weird.
It
Why did you invite her on the show? That's awkward.
Well, trust your gut with him. Okay?
Okay.
Trust
Okay.
your gut with him. If there's something there that just doesn't jive with you, keep him as a friend.
Okay.
Okay?
He's a great friend.
Yeah. Who's this other guy that really likes you?
Oh, another guy that really
Uh-huh.
likes me? I don't.
Well, once you decide what you're going to do with your friend, okay?
I love this.
quote,
the
quote.
quote.
Yeah, what you're going to do with your friend, within 7, you're going to meet a King of Hearts. He's real straightforward. If you want somebody that's really honest, that's going to tell you what page, paragraph, and sentence you're going to be on, he's the one. Don't ask for nothing you can't handle. Okay?
Okay, so how are you seeing this with the
I
cards
just
that
see
are coming
pictures.
out?
I don't see the cards, just pictures.
Okay.
Your grandma really protects you a lot, the one you lost. Yeah, she sends you red birds.
That's gonna make me cry.
Okay. Now, who was the grandpa that you lost, that you were close to?
Well, that would be Neldon.
Yeah. Did he wear Old Spice?
Yeah, probably.
Sometimes they put it on too strong. And I get smells. I get scents
Yes.
as well.
Oh, yes. Those are very strong.
He protects you in your car. That's why sometimes you get in the car and you look in the back. He protects you. Also, when you do any car trips, you always see the hawks. There's a hawk on the fence, a hawk on the tree, a hawk on the wire. He sends hawks up until you get to your destination. He's one of your protectors. You also have a dog that protects you a lot. Who's the dog that you lost? Through death.
Good night. I don't know if you're trying to make me cry, but I lost a dog a long time ago. It was the only dog we ever had,
Yeah.
and his name was Wags.
Yeah. He's still with you. That's why every now and then you feel a presence at the foot of your bed. That's him.
I cried for a year after he died. Every night. Oh my gosh.
What killed him?
He was hit by a car.
Yeah. He didn't see it coming. He didn't
No,
suffer.
he didn't. Ugh.
Okay. There's going to be a career change in your line. Okay.
Okay.
Don't doubt it.
Hopefully my boss isn't watching this, right?
No, that could be within the agency.
Oh, that could.
But I see a career change. Be on the lookout between August through March. This August through next March.
Ooh. Okay.
Any questions?
We will not let her leave talking about Topeka.
Oh, no, that's a permanent.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fine print.
Good.
Fine
That's a fine print.
Yes.
This is amazing. So is this the type of reading that you do for people when they come into your business?
Yes.
Okay, so
You know, there's two things I don't read about, and that's death, because there's no psychic in the world that can tell you when you're going to pass. That's your contract. I'm a firm believer that before we come on this world, we write a beginning and we write the end. So whoever you pray to, whoever they pray to, then that's a contract that they're going to acknowledge. Lottery numbers,
yeah.
please.
No.
If I knew them, do you think I'd be here? Well, yeah, I would be here with Chris, but it would be in a whole different aspect. I would fly him in.
Well, I love that reading. That really does make me think quite a bit about things, and I think it's fun. This is exciting for people to learn about.
We get to talk with some pretty amazing people, and we're with Chuck and Ruby Bradley. How are you folks doing?
Just great, thank you.
Fine, thank you.
You guys are instrumental in the Noto Arts District in the work that you guys have done, and primarily with the Yeldarb Gallery, which is your name spelled backwards, of course.
Yes.
It's not to be mistaken for Bradley's Cafe across the street and everything. So very cool, and we're so glad to have you here in the studio with us.
Well, thank you.
You betcha, you betcha. So what got you involved with the Noto project?
You want to start?
Well, I can start.
But keep it short.
I retired from the state doing IT work, and then shortly after that, Ruby retired from the state doing IT work, and we were looking for something to do, and we'd always been interested in North Topeka, and at times we'd looked about buying a building to put an antique store or something in there. Well, we decided to go down there one day, and we went to some grand opening, and from there we started looking, realized that they needed an they needed an art gallery, and so we decided we'd see if we could get a building and open up an art gallery down there. So that's
So has this been something that you've worked with before? You've done stuff in the arts?
not a whole lot.
He was educated at Washburn, but not me. It's kind of one of these odd opportunities that came along. We thought about a business, but we'd never really considered art. So it was exciting for us.
But you've probably been the type of people that maybe bought art when you went around.
Always bought art. We've always bought art.
We've been collecting for a long time, so that and a lot of other things too.
We're collectors at heart.
When you guys took the dive here, you were one of the first people that were taking the dives. You were among that very short list of folks who took the big challenge here. And so what was that like?
It's scary. It could be.
It was scary at first.
Yeah. And then the fact that we dove into something that isn't necessarily profitable. Everybody warned us against it, the profit margin. I mean, we went to small business people and did all the research and everything, but we thought, this is Topeka, and we're proud of North Topeka, and we want it to prosper, and it's supposed to be an art district, so we really needed a gallery. So we've been rewarded many times over.
Excellent.
Can you think of Topeka like top city before Noto? I mean, before we had the Noto Arts District, it's like, I know there's a lot of other great things that are going on in the city, but it brings so much life is down there because of Noto.
And there's a lot of pride. I mean, there are people that come in every day, and I'm so glad you're doing something down here. We always wanted something to happen. And, Chuck and I are kind of like, always felt the same way, and we kind of went one step further and put our money where our mouth was. So.
Yes, you really did. You went all the way.
Yeah. It's so easy to get down and say, oh, nothing's going to change, nothing's going to change, nothing's going to change, until you have people who are willing to stand up and work for change, and that's who we're talking to.
And we are
today.
surprising a few people. I mean, the art district has been around for about almost 4 years, and our people are coming around to, oh yeah, okay, it's really, we're having artists coming into the gallery to show that didn't show in the beginning because they all thought it was kind of like, this is just a flash in the pan. It's not going to work, and that gives us a good feeling, that people have recognized us as a legitimate gallery.
You guys should feel absolutely great about it.
Yeah,
we thank you as unofficial Topeka ambassadors for all of your work. We really do appreciate it, and keep trucking right along with the Yeldarb Gallery in the Noto Arts District today.
We have
very
an icon.
excited.
I should say an icon, a Topeka icon.
You can absolutely say that. We're with the incredibly talented Barbara Waterman-Peters. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm delighted to be here.
There's no invitation necessary. You just tell us when you want to be here.
That will work. My real job is with Safe Streets. I do a lot of stuff with them. But we also do the utility boxes. And one of my favorite utility boxes was the one that you did, which is at 21st and Washburn. So I know that's not normally, the way you do things is paint utility boxes, but you're amazing at what you do.
Well, thank you. Actually, the utility box was a wonderful opportunity to express myself in, shall we say, 3 dimensions, and to figure out how to use a completely different kind of paint, how to deal with different scale and colors, because those, shall I say, pretty colors are not my usual forte, and so that was a new adventure, but it was fun. It was exciting. My husband Larry helped me, and we just had a great time.
I want to talk a little bit about your style in general. You do have a very distinct style, and it's how did you develop that? How did that come to you?
Style is something that I think many people maybe misunderstand. Style itself, it happens. It's not something you develop. You develop your skills, you develop knowledge about painting and drawing, form, composition, light, what have you. Style is unique. It's, I don't want to say intuitive, it just simply happens. And that's what makes each artist unique. It wasn't conscious at all. It's just the way I am.
It's what you do.
Let's talk about some of, you were talking about your style, but let's talk about your beginnings in art. What was it that you were going for?
Great question.
This is, it's kind of broad.
How much time do we
have a week here? And I'm having a show in Manhattan, opening September 5th, that will be devoted to the men's series.
The men's series.
Yes. And this will be at Strecker Nelson Gallery. And so I'm pretty excited about that.
Manhattan's a pretty great community too.
We're running down on time, but I have one more really quick question for you, and it's probably not a quick question at all. But in your time in Topeka and seeing some of these recent developments in the art community here, and how this has grown, because I think anyone would agree that there's been substantial growth in the arts community in Topeka. What do you have to say about that? Where we were and where we are now, and how do we keep that momentum going for the future?
Great question. Of course, I'm thrilled to death because I have lived in Topeka all of my adult life. I was born here. But right now, more people are more engaged in our city than ever before, and I love it.
I do
Love
too.
it too.
We're so
all
glad
about
you're
it.
here.
And we're so
you.
glad you have been one of these pioneers that have made all of this in the art scene possible, because you were right there from the beginning. You know, earlier this week we talked with the Bradleys, and they were there as well to bring their gallery to Noto, and you're just one of those iconic people, as you know, Jamie said here, that we're lucky to have in this community. And thank you for not leaving us. You know, thank you for making this your home, and thank you for all that you do to make it a great place.
Well, you are welcome. Thank you for all that you do.
Well, you know,
sure try.
we'll keep trucking along. That's the incredible Barbara Waterman-Peters. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and come back whenever you like, please. All right.
Thank you.
Visit talkabouttopeka.com to hear full interviews of all our guests. Connect with us anytime on Facebook and Twitter. Listen live and hear more from Chris and Jamie from 7 to 8 a.m. every weekday on The Big Talker, KMAJ 1440. And keep talking about Topeka.